And as this divine heart, step now into this awareness that you are actually an emanation, a projection of your core star that you are. And as this projection of this core star that you are like a light spectrum that emanates out from a prism, like a beautiful crystal. A beautiful crystal. I don't know if you can see this. I don't think so. None of them are quite low enough. These beautiful rainbow crystals that when the sunlight shines through them, that the rainbow spectrums move. Well, you are one of those droplets of your rainbow. And so this helps you to start to understand how you, as a beam of light from the core star that you are, is actually in all timelines, all harmonic universes, all levels of the cosmaya, honestly, simultaneously, since your projection out from the Elaysa stream. And so she brought this message to begin to recognize yourself as a hologram. Well, if we think of a hologram, what is a hologram? It is a replica of the original, but it's also having a beam of light projected through it so that it actually starts to emanate as something tangible within creation. So as you begin to recognize yourself as a hologram, she brought in this perspective to then visualize almost like a projector shining on a big old screen playing out a movie on it. And that you've been that dancing movie on the screen as an I am. But now, as this hologram, see if you can just turn yourself to begin to get curious about where this beam is originating from. Become one with your origin. Become one with your original projection from your God source stream. As you begin to sense that energy and become one with your original projection, merge with it and be it now as an ultimate level of consciousness. It may seem like a light stream. You may feel yourself as a light orb. You may not have any level of form. It just might be a pure stream of consciousness, of awareness. And as you begin to emanate that energy as a pure divine crystal frequency, allow yourself to one more time say, here I am. I am the sacred son. I am the sacred son. I am the sacred son. Ishura eru umeta. Ishura eru umeta. Ishura eru umeta. Karaya sata hala. Karaya sata hala. Karaya sata hala. Amplifying these beautiful frequencies. Now, as an original light and flame of the source that you are, begin to imagine that you here in this earth plane are emanating an energy that is projecting out, that it was meant to be a perfected replica of your divine crystal aspect. But as you got into creation, creation got convoluted. There was all kinds of distractions within creation, and the egoic identity started to actually start to throw their own desires into the womb chakra of your soul expressions and your connection to the divine. And so within this, begin to imagine as a hologram, you can begin to just open up this massive level of awareness to this cosmic womb chakra that you are in. And that every droplet of you in creation has started to throw all of these desires, these karmas, these energies of what you have thought you wanted to create within creation. And every single one brought you a little bit more separated from your original hologram projection. So as you begin to sense this energy that and this full moon energy and time, we get to look at maybe many of the dreams in there are harmonious. They flow in union and communion with it. But you can also have this opportunity to begin to look through the vibration of the luminosity of the full moon to begin to illuminate and highlight which ones are not serving your connection to that original hologram. And that within this, we can begin to amplify our womb chakra mantra. Om Dim Ram, Dim Ram, Dim Ram. Mama Kama Chakra Prachalana Avaham. Om Dim Ram, Dim Ram, Dim Ram. Mama Kama Chakra Prachalana Avaham. Om Dim Ram, Dim Ram, Dim Ram. Mama Kama Chakra Prachalana Avaham. Begin to identify all shadows, all energies, all karmas, all things within creation as you are within your original projection of where your hologram has started from. Begin to identify any places between you and your original spark that you're ready to surrender. I surrender that. Mama Kama Chakra Prakchalana Avaham. I let go, I surrender, I cleanse all of my desires from this womb chakra. And so, as Mother Elaysa began to amplify this energy, she said, keep your eyes on your origin of the core star that you are. All of you simultaneously went into places of creation at the same time. And you are this hologram. So, as your desires begin to cloud your original image, the womb chakra can clear all of it. And you can surrender yourself in this very moment as you begin to sense this. There's almost this sense that all of your identities have been scrambling around, working so hard, trying to figure out how to do things in these worlds, these wombs, and these realities. And in this moment, she's inviting you to surrender all of that and set it free and to actually take a deep breath in. Just for a moment, take a few deep breaths in. And as you take these deep breaths in, you are breathing in the mother. She is all that is around you. She is all that is. So as you breathe in, begin to feel as though she's pressing in around you. And she's not just pressing in around all of you. You can feel the breath. She's inside of you with every breath you breathe. You begin to sense that she is the air, she is the ether, she is the earth, she is the water, she is the fire. All of this you are breathing in and you are having this sensual, ecstatic dance with her in every single millisecond. It is like an ever present now of feeling the breath in, the breath out. And as she enters into you, you can begin to surrender yet more. She is in everything. She is everything. Everything is her. You are not here. She made that so clear. You are not here. Your consciousness, who you are, you as the dreamer, is actually dreaming as that original core star that you are. She says, you are not here. Everything you're experiencing is me. You are having an exchange of awareness with me. And as she made that statement, I could feel within every molecule of my body as if I was just in this beautiful experience of being inside of the mother. That we go through all of this visualization to imagine being in the womb of Elaysa Ma, or in the womb of our own mother, but everything is the womb. We are her, everything is her. We are already inside of her. Our consciousness is the only thing that is projected here. She says, please give me back all of me. And when she said this, she started to show that all of the dance of creation is her, and that she doesn't judge it the way that we do. That everything is this dance between the shadow and the light. But the dance seems to go out of alignment or out of place from time to time when it's an imbalance. So when it's overly light or overly shadow, then we can begin to start to find this massive experience in our histories of all of the polarities that have played out. So as she began to continue to share this, she said, find that balance within yourself. And all of the places that any of the attachments, the energies, the entities, the polarities, the karmas are just the entanglements and the bindings. She says, give it all back to me. Let yourself go through basically this hard reset that just fully acknowledges you are the consciousness being the observer within this creation, and that everything we've made personal as if it's ours, we need to give it back to the mother. As she continued to say this, she says, allow yourself to just be the Christ star light that you are. And then she began to share a beautiful expression as you may connect to her in her many forms. Maybe you connect to her again through Sophia or Kali or Sekhmet, Chaos, however you want to connect to the Divine Mother. She gave this beautiful message. She says, I came to you in many forms. And as she did, she flashed this projection of energy. All of these different deities, all of these different representations, male and female. She showed herself in all of these many different identities. And then she began to show herself as the trees, as nature, as birds, as animals. And she says, I came in many forms because you forgot to see me in all of them. And as that message was received, it was as though we were gifted this opportunity to drop yet another veil of separation. That we may seek a deity or to remember all of these things, but in truth, it doesn't matter what we connect to. There she is. She has never left. And as Elaysa began to continue to share these frequencies and these energies, she said, chant my name. So as I connected to this energy, I invite us now to do this together as we just say, Elaysa. If you want to say Elaysa Ma, that is also beautiful. Elaysa. Elaysa. Begin to sense, feel, know this vibration in every level. Elaysa. 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 And there was this massive radiance of just so much love. As you began to feel this energy, allow it to just start to pour through as those beautiful frequencies. But then there was a bit of a smile. I perceived this beautiful smile because, in truth, that is only half of her. And she began to now invite the pairing of her divine masculine, Melchizedek. And just to repeat that term a few times, Melchizedek, 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 Melchizedek. Notice what you begin to feel within your body, within all of your template and all of your form. Because she is Elaysa Melchizedek. Elaysa Melchizedek. Elaysa Melchizedek, the mother and the father. We come from this consciousness stream of the Melchizedek family, the Melchizedek order. It is a consciousness stream. It is her stream. Her pairing is Melchizedek. Elaysa Melchizedek. Elaysa Melchizedek. And as you begin to repeat that phrase, begin to recognize you are tapping into the purest divine bloodline and template. That this is the purest bloodline. This is the Christi. This is the Christed being. This is the Christ star, the Christ light, the Melchizedek energies. This Elaysa Melchizedek streams through the Ka, Ra, Ya, Sa, Ta, Ha, La. It streams through the Rhea Fem, the Seta Fems, and the Hela Fems. It streams through all of the elemental benders within creation that holds all of the crystalline cathedrals in place. We are the emanations of the Elaysa Melchizedek. So the Melchizedek energy in its purest form is the beginning of the projection of this beautiful Christ star emanation and light. And as you begin to feel it saying, just repeating the mantra, Elaysa Melchizedek, Elaysa Melchizedek, Elaysa Melchizedek, begin to feel within as though the blood within your body is beginning to transmute, transform, transfigure. The Eucharistic blood of the Christ flows through you. This has nothing to do with anything in our 15-dimensional time matrix. This is the blood of the divine, which is starfire. Our true blood is not red streaming from the veins in our body. Our true blood is starfire. And in our starfire is all 5 of the elements. And as we activate our relationship with the elements, our starfire lights up. And the Elaysa Melchizedek flows through this energy with such an immense passion. And then she says, tap into all of you through these streams, all of your levels of identity. So all the Elaysa Melchizedek energies that exist within the Andromedan Mother Galaxy, that exist within the Lyran royal houses, is all the Elaysa Melchizedek energies that exist within the Orion councils, that exist within the Syrian Christ councils, that exist within the Pleiadian star systems, that exist within all of our stations of identity within our 12 tree grid of life. Begin to feel all the different beings, the different races, the different creatures, the different planets, the different moons and suns, and all of the different energies within the cosmos flowing with this Elaysa Melchizedek current and flow. She had a beautiful message to add in this. As I began to flow through the cosmos, I take you on this journey because as we look at the cosmos, we can see all of these dynamics. So I asked, what about all of these fractals of all of these galactic wars and distortions and these missions that we seem to be endlessly on? Well, she says no races are ever lost. Regardless of which path they may ever take, no races are ever lost. She reminded that the Orifim race line is a created race line. The Hathors were a created race line. The Elohim were a created race line. The Seraphim, a created race line. The Pleiadian Syrians, created race lines. All of these are dreamed up into creation, and they all serve a purpose. Some may string and strand through long, long, long timelines within a cosmic creation. But some are created for a specific mission, and then they return home. There was this sense of her gently reminding us to not get attached to the races, to the forms, to any of it, and to remember that all of these, even the Orifem to the indigo template that we are in, it's serving a purpose for right now, but it's not something we're meant to be forever, or that it has its ability to transmute yet into something else. So she said, remember, no races are ever lost, even those that may seem as though they are taking the path of the shadow. As she began to show this, I asked more about this dynamic, this polarity within creation. Within this, with a loving heart, the message came for us to remember that as the Charistes, as the Christed ones, as the Christ star beings, as the emissaries of the Elaysa Melchizedek, that we emanate this massive light, a massive light within creation. And as we emanate this massive light, the Charistes, their main purpose is to go into creation to where the shadow and the light have become separated, and to go into those places where there is more shadow than light in order to begin to kick open the light into wholeness and balance. So within that, there was an awareness that we are meant to always hold the balance between the shadow and the light. That the more we can learn to integrate all of these, the more we actually start to collapse all of it from having any polarity. That is the ultimate dance. And that as we begin to recognize, she said that it is helpful for us to recognize that when we emanate as the Christ star beings within creation, the shadow gets attracted to it. It's almost kind of like a moth to the flame. The shadow gets attracted to it. And as the shadow gets attracted to it, that our job is to remember to not make it personal, to not make it as though we are doing something wrong, but to remember to actually kickstart our light more as the original hologram that we are, so that all the shadow stays out within a parameter. It's like you become the core light and it might attract towards, but as it's attracting towards, remember what is the path of the Christi? To bring balance to the shadow and the light. So if you are the brightest light, wouldn't it make sense that the dark would have to attract in order to balance? And that as it basks in your heart space, your hologram, that when you hold this unconditional love and non-judgment and neutrality, that you remember that there's nothing you're supposed to do. In fact, the more you become the observer and allow the divine Elaysa Ma to flow, and remember that she is this body, she is this, and we get out of the way so that she can be the love for all aspects of herself. We are the co-dreamers with the divine Elaysa Ma. We are the co-dreamers within this dream as consciousness. And that we have this gift, this offering that we can be to get out of the way more and more.